already, which I have done already, but I'm going to show you the process it took me to achieve these flyers here. You can see the glass, you can see the glass effect here and other things, the lens flare, the pictures. So I'm going to walk you through on how I got this design and pictures. So first, as you can see, is the purple background. So this design has almost three backgrounds, or combination of 3 to 4 backgrounds. So I'm going to show you my history on Pinterest if it's still going to show. I'm going to show the history and you can download it there. So this is my past history for this design. You can search for dark purple backgrounds. You will see different kind of backgrounds and so on. And once you do that, you download your pictures, of course. But all this all my resources, I'm going to be leaving it in the description. So if you want to get the resources, I'm going to be leaving a link in my description. The resources will be available for you in the description. So let's get started. I used a background I already have before, which is this one and this one. So I'm just going to go to my new layer now, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to put it here and put this one here. This is just the first background. This is just the first background. So we're going to add like 2 more background, which is this one. So this one to cover the second part of this, and bring in, press the check box there. And now I'm going to go to my marks and blend this top area that I don't want. This top area, I think I left it around somewhere here. So if you check here, you see how it is here, and the light is here, so it's even a bit up. So this one is like a bit supposed to be up like this because of that light. So I'm going to blur this area, blur this area. Maybe you can leave here because this light was still showing, so you can leave that one. And the next background I used was this one. It's not really visible, but I just wanted to add it. If you check my design, you are going to see it there too. So let's check. You can see this one here and one here. So it's just no, we're not going to take everything. So I'm just going to change this to screen, and I'm going to blend out this area that I don't want. All this area, I can just leave this one like this. So yeah, it's supposed to be like that. Then what is next? I think for now we've accomplished the down part of this background. Now I'm going to add, I think there's one more, the blue one that I'm going to use for as the floor. This is it here. So it's going to serve as a reflection, so like the reflection you're seeing on that picture, but it's just going to be half like this. I'm also going to change this to screen so you can see how it is now. And now I'm going to use the max and blur this area. So let me blur around it here, just around it like this. And after that, yeah, I can add this shape, and also show you how I got the text and everything. So let me bring in the shape. sorry, the images are scattered. I'm still going to um put them in one place for you guys to have easy access. So I'm just going to reduce it a bit more here. Depends on how small this one is. You can see it's just at the half area there. I think our own is a bit too small. Okay, so when we've done that, I'm going to bring in this jewelry recently downloaded. This one, I'm going to use it as the background over here. So you can just place it anywhere of your choice. This one is just about placement. You can place it anywhere you want to place. And when you do that, I think we had another one around here. So, and this was facing this direction like this. So let's keep it like that. And I'm going to blend this area too. Just don't allow it to be too visible. And we're going to blend around. So there's a part you blend is going to look like a shadow. Once it start looking like a shadow under this picture, you can leave it. You can see it looks like it's under this background we put added earlier. So it's good like that. It makes more sense. Then now I'm going to show you how I got this text and the jewelry is this text. So I just searched for some gold. This was the one I searched for first, which is gold chain text effect. So this one I was expecting, I wanted to use this, so I just downloaded this because I used the chain. If you check my video, so I also saw a picture which I'm going to show you here. So this was the picture I found in on Pinterest. This was the sample picture when I searched for gold chain text. So this was the um text effect I saw. So I just took this text effect to Nano Banana, and I told you can access Nano Banana here. Just search for it online. Write a shortcut for it for easy access. So this is how your Nano Banana should look like, and this is where you upload your picture and you write it. So I just wrote change this text, this particular text to this Lima text to Lador, the name of the gold brand, gold and chain band. So yeah, this was how I did it, and it's changed. So if you want to do it also, that's how you change it. I'm just going to leave this picture for you to use as reference so you can get this exact text I got. So let's continue with what we're doing. I'm just going to bring in this one. You can see it still has the feather. If you don't like the feather, you can still leave it. You can still remove it if you don't like it. I also thought of removing it, but you can see that it's brighter here. So I'm going to show you all what I did. Now we're going to duplicate this text. When you duplicate it, sometimes it might be lighter and give more attention. Yeah, so you can see it's brighter now. The only thing that we're going to do is we're going to select the first one and add a drop shadow. Just have to add a shadow for one. It's going to show. So add little shadow under, and it's okay like this. And we have our text. So you just write the little jewels, and Nona Banana is going to change it to this kind of text. Maybe yours might be different, but you can still check it out. It's still going to make sense maybe. So yeah, we got the font, and I took this picture I downloaded earlier, which I wanted to change to This was the one I wanted to use earlier for Lidor jewels here. You can see Aurora jewels. I used Nano Banana for this one. This was the first name idea, but I changed the name to this one. So yeah, now I just need the chain here. I'm going to change this to screen, and I'm going to move it up here. You can see the sparkles also makes it attractive. So if you think it's going to be good for your design, you can add it. So I just removed my own because I was not feeling it, but it actually looks good. So I'm going to blur this and reduce the brush. I think the brush is too, so let's, you can see the brush is too big, that's why it's reducing that one. So you can just, and now we can bring this chain down where you want. You can duplicate it if you want it to be brighter, or note that we can also still change the color of this one. We'll still change it in with camera raw. So let's just change it once, and let's make it brighter and more catchy. So it's open now. We're going to increase the exposure, increase the contrast, the texture, very important, and clarity. Then lastly, we go to the detail. Actually, we still have one to arrange here, the vibrance. Now we go to, we don't need saturation because it's already a bit saturated. So yeah, noise reduction will be more than the sharpening. So okay, now it's looking a bit brighter and it has light. Now what else do we have here? I'm going to bring in my picture and also the light effect there. The light effect will be at the last part because they are normally big, and so I'm just going to bring in the picture of this. This I got it from Pinterest. You can check Pinterest. Let me see if I still have the history. If I don't have the history, if I don't see the history here, then I'll remember the text, the search I did to find that text, and I'll put it in the description. So I don't know, but you can just search for woman in jewelries or something like that, because I don't think I saved it. So I just want to check my Pinterest if I saved that picture. You can use this picture as a reference, this one. So you can just come to my Pinterest later on, and you can search for the pictures here. Look at different pictures. I use this watch, one of this watch too, so you can get cool things from my page here. So you can just go to this, and maybe you can search around this. You will see similar content, and you might even see one you like. So that's how you can find it. And yeah, so we put this here, and this is where this background comes in. um the background is not here. Where is, find the background? Okay, this background, so this is the background I used for this area, that you can see in my other design. We're going to change this to screen, but this is going to be switched off because maybe if I want to edit something here, it's going to obstruct me. So this should come last, but at least you've seen how this was achieved. And now let's add our rectangle and other things. So let's just move this one a bit here. I'm going to add my rectangle here. It's going to be black, and maybe leave some little stroke for it. And we're going to change this, make it curve at the edge. We're going to make it curve like this at the edge. And you can see this one still needs to come down somewhere here for this one to have space. But even though we're still going to blur this area, just like here we blur, and there's still space for the name and the tagline. So we still have to move this one down a little bit because we'll blur it. So let's raise rise daily. You can get my Telegram channel link in my bio. So just go over to my bio and you'll see the link there. Is written Telegram. You just click on the link and you can join. So I'm just going to blur this area. Just, you don't need to blur much. When you do a little, you can just switch to your brush tool to complete the work. So let's increase our brush size more. Our brush size is too. So now we reduce the size. Maybe something like this. Maybe the opacity can be small or not too small. You can see it's almost the same color. So now don't worry about the light. That will be the last thing to come in. So that we can have a comfortable surface to work with, because the light effect always takes too much space. So let's draw this shape. I think we cover this area. We've covered this area. So let me bring in another shape here. I'm going to change this to purple. You want to see the color code 7000B2. That's the code for this color. And I'm going to remove this one, the stroke. And I'm going to make it a bit curvy at the end. And I'm going to change this to either overlay, color dodge, anyone that you like. So let me check. I think I used overlay. If not overlay, maybe it's this one, linear dodge. So let's check our previous one. You can see it's selecting another thing. You can see it's an overlay, but it was duplicated, I guess. So let's check. If I put this on overlay and duplicate it, why it's like this is because there is a light effect here which I'm going to add later on, or I can add it now if I see the background first. So this is the background that will make it give you that bright color at that area, because I use this and use the screen, so it gave it one bright color here. You can see it. So let's just remove one and use one plus this. So all this will just add it later on. Add it later. We'll just need the main write-ups first. So now this is in the middle, so you can still bring this to the middle. You can still bring this to the middle, and we can draw our shape from here. So just draw your shape. Make sure it's in between the shape you just drew, and you draw that shape. Make this one transparent. Increase your stroke, maybe 0.88. Then make it curvy at the end. Now we're going to erase this area. The best in Dubai, we'll add it here, and some Arabic write-ups here, but you can omit this one if you want, because it's looking a bit too much. I just felt like adding something there. So yeah, So I'm just going to erase this area. If it's too thin, you can duplicate it and hold your control key to select the two of them, then convert to smart object and continue. If you feel it's too small, you can remove some parts here, and you can write the best in Dubai and flip it. So let's just write the best in Dubai. The best in Dubai. So I used the Sora font for this particular text, and I think it was like size 5 or less. So I'm just going to flip this the other direction. Make sure it's maybe minus 90.0. That way is straight. 90 point, if it's going to frustrate you, 90.01 is okay. And you can just do it here. You can see it's still too big, so maybe size 4. Put it in between the lines. If it's too shaky, you can just use your transform Ctrl plus T to move it gently. Now we're going to remove the lines in text. It's more better now. So now what is next to do? You can add this if you want, but I'm not going to be adding it. You can just copy some Arabic words. Maybe this also means the best in Dubai, so you can just search for it if you want to add, and you add it. So I'll add there to shine differently here. So there to shine differently. I also use the Sora font for this particular part. There to shine differently. So reduce this. I'm going to reduce this. Just let it fit perfectly in this box. So I think five points is okay. Maybe you put the thickness to semi bold. Click OK. So we've done with that segment, except that we'll add the light later, give it more vibe and more attraction. So now we're going to the next segment, which is the services, which will have the light effect, and they have like a glassy shape. It doesn't really look glassy, but because of the lens flare we added here, made it look glassy. So I'm just going to bring in my lens flare, or I think we should do that later too, because lens flare is also so disturbs us with design. So everything about light now, let's do it at the last part and focus on the main thing here. So now let's bring in this shape, which I got from Pinterest, and also we're going to write this in here. You can I'm just going to use default text. I'm going to use default text because so that I won't copy someone's brand. I'm going to use a default text. Let me just look for my verified PNG icon. I can use as the tagline or something. I'm going to find it where here. Okay, is it? And I'm going to reduce this very well. So you can just make sure that this is in front of your rectangle, and we're going to use Ctrl plus I to invert it. Since it's black, you can invert it to white with Ctrl plus I, then you convert to smart object, or you rasterize the layer because the transform line will be big, so you rasterize it so that it will be small. And now we'll duplicate it and move it downward. So Ctrl plus J is to duplicate, and use your arrow keys to place it manually wherever you want it. Ctrl plus J, duplicate again, But I think we still need to reduce the them. Just bring this and bring. So I'm going to write in a default text here. So let's just bring in something, a default, and I'm going to remove the casing and increase the size to maybe 6, 7. 7 is okay. Let's reduce the spacing and make it regular. Let me increase this to 6, and I'm going to clear all this font and leave only the 2 lines. 2 or 3 lines is okay. So let's just leave these lines, and we're going to put this at the side. You guys don't forget to ask question in any part you find difficult. So you can ask me question in the comment and I'll respond right away. So let's just, I think 2 lines is okay. Okay, 2 lines is okay. Let's just cut this and paste it normally as as a normal text instead of it to be in a text box. So I just paste it here. Just try to make sure it's on the same line with the PNG, the verification PNG icon. Okay. Pixar pause. Check. You can check my bio if on my. You can check my YouTube bio. You will see my Telegram link there. So just go to my bio and look at that place. You will see my Telegram link there. You can join through there. But if you still don't see it after this video, I'm going to be placing the link in the description. So in case you don't see it, you can come back to this live later on and check the description and you will see it there. So now we've added our text neatly, arranged it neatly. You can change one part of the design to another color by just selecting it, just like you saw there, making it extra bold because you want people to see the most important part of the text. So that's why I changed the color. And since it's about diamonds and gold, we know that diamond, somehow blue replaces diamond. If you've checked before, you see that blue can be used as in place of diamond, anything called diamond. So yeah, you just change one part to orange. Maybe we can use the same text, make it bold and change to orange. You guys can check my code if you want a code for these colors, and maybe you can leave that one just like it is. Now for the last part and section of this one, is not the last because we're still going to add services, is this one, which is nothing much to do. We just, when we draw it, you create the marks, then you blur this area and you just duplicate it, Ctrl+J, then use your Ctrl+T key to move it down to the next segment. Then do the same thing for the last part. So after this is being done, the next thing is to add services, just like this one. You can see services is a kind of a mixed color. That's because I wrote services and changed the overlay to the text to overlay, sorry. So you can just write services and maybe put this at number 6, and maybe if you click OK, you can change this to overlay, then duplicate it. Once you duplicate it, color you get that color that you're looking for. So yeah, that's the other section. Now for the last and hardest section is this part where we do the reflection, do this 3D stuff here, looking like a glass or something, adding the rainbow, little rainbow in between to make it look like a real glass. So it's not really looking like that, but I just thought of doing something like that. And all this little lens flare at this. So after that, we add the details and we do the final editing. So let's get to that one. Our shape is here already. We just need to clip the pictures. After clipping the pictures, we are going to add our lens flare around it. So let me bring in the picture I added here was this watch. So let me bring it in. Just going to go back up and bring it. I'm going to bring it down here, and I'm just going to right click and choose create clipping marks. So once you've done that, you can erase the parts you don't want from the other shapes. I don't know why my brush is not coming. Try to reset. I'm supposed to see the round brush it's going, but it's not. Let's just leave it. Rearrange this the way I like it so that I get to see more of the layers, the colors. So I've erased the part I don't want. Let me increase this because this part is. So after I've done that, let's erase this area again. Erase this area that we don't want this to be. Now let me zoom in and add the little pictures there too. So I added some pictures. I think it's at the top here, not here. These rings are added. I think this was the last one. The picture you show the most part of the picture, so to make the flyer look more catchy. So yeah, after you've done that, you erase this part that came out here. Erase this part. You can see it's erased little part of the other. Yeah, careful. And we're going to do the same for the other picture. So let's bring in the other ring. I'm going to reduce it all the way to that size. Now I'm going to create clipping mark. Instead of erasing, I can just bring this behind and let's do some this. Just erase and shift this all the way to the end. You can just bring it down to show the part. So after that, you can use your eraser tool to erase, and we're going to bring in this other one. This was actually the first one. Let it be the first because it's also catchy. So let it be here at the first part. So you can just bring it down a little. Let's power up this shape. So that is okay. Now you rasterize your image and you erase this. After you've done that, we're going to add the last picture. You can reduce it if you want. Since it's the second one, we bring it down here. And now we erase. Going to erase all this. Erase all this. It came here. I quickly erased. I have to start again. Okay. Now that we've done everything, we create the glass and the reflection. So I'm going to select all this clipped image. I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm going to convert the one I duplicated to one image, join together. And now I'm going to Control T. After Control T, I'm going to, I think, flip this one horizontal and bring it here. I'm going to go to perspective. It was really tricky to shadow different trials, different trials, just to get the look, the kind of shadow I want, but it wasn't still giving me though. So let me just convert this to smart object, and I'm going to warp to see if I can arrange this area. So you can just arrange this your warp tool the way you like it, or if you can do something better at this reflection area, you can. Just going to manage this one like that. I'm going to increase the size more. Doesn't need to show well because it's a reflection, so I don't need to change the reflection. So after that, now I'm going to do this shape thing here and add my watch here. So let's do that. What I'm going to do is duplicate this shape I used. When I duplicate the shape, I move one to this direction. When I move it, I'm going to change this to overlay. It's not going to be too black. These are some reflections, plus the reflection will add here. The purple reflection will make this area for the shape to be brighter. So I'm just going to max and erase the part I don't want. Okay, now my brush is showing the brown thing. So I'm going to erase this area. Erase it. Forgot to bring it up to, supposed to be up for this top part. So yeah, this is exactly how it should be. And now after you've done that, we duplicate this same image again for the other area, for the other direction. So you do something like this, and you also move it up. Move it up to this one is too much. Maybe this is okay. Then we do the same thing we did for the first one. Maybe erase this area, we don't want. And I think I'm going to change this also to A. You might not see the difference now, but when I add the purple, you're going to see it. So once we've done that, now I can bring in my lens flare. But let's see if we still have anything writable or addable. So we still have these watches remaining and these details here. So let's add that, and we can start with the light effect. So we'll bring in the watch. So let's bring in the watch. My file explorer. This was one of the watch I used. So it should be in front. So let's just reduce it first. I'm going to reduce it and bring it at the top. And the second watch was this one. I think it was like this, line like this. I think is what behind this one. So let's see, like this. Then I control J, just drag this all the way to the other direction. Maybe move it to touch the other one small. Then after that, it's looking too big. It's supposed to be the same size. Then you reduce the opacity. You don't need to use the brush tool here. You can just use the opacity and the fill. Then we do the same for the second one, and you flip all the way. Just make sure it's the same size. Make it look bigger than it. So you can just use that one, reduce the opacity, and that's it. Okay, now we add details for this location stuff. Add it here. This one we can use purple. Let's bring it in front of our picture, our main picture. So it will be like this. And Islam, I deleted the last video because I had network issues, so I could not finish it. But I'm going to redo it again. Just had little network issue that period doing it. But yeah. We've added the box. It's really not the same color, but this color still goes. Let's use the color. I think something from this color here. Oh no, this is too something like this here. So once we've added that, I can just drag in all this together. I can just drag in all this together with the frame inside the rectangle shape. So you can see how many layers is in the design. A lot. So you have to group your work if it's going to confuse. Yeah, I don't know why I don't group my work, but I'm the one struggling, but I don't still group. So let's just leave it at something like this. Let's move this somewhere. Bring this out. Just going to put here. Okay, we can add it here too. Better can be here. Okay, so I'm just going to bring this one here, and maybe increase it a little bit. Yeah, something like that. And now we bring in our lens flare because we've added everything here. So the rest of this is light, just lens flare. I don't think I can count how many lens flare was added here. So let me move the shape up, more space for the surfaces. And now I'm going to bring in the straight lens flare which I have. So you all be getting it, so don't worry. This is the lens flare I use. You can see it's yellow. I still reduce the saturation to 0 so it can give me the white color effect. So after clicking OK, I change it to screen. And after changing it to screen, I'll adjust it to the area I want. Let me just reduce this. Maybe add it here. And now I'll use Control plus U. And I'll reduce this to 0. Once I reduce it, you see how it's going to look like. And now I'm going to blow out some parts that is showing here, here, here. So after I've done this, I'm going to convert to smart object and rasterize layer because I'm going to use for like post all of it. So now all I have to be doing now is just to duplicate and add, duplicate, and now let me add the last one here. And after this, let's check. And after this, we are done with this area. Now we're going to add our lens flare on this area. So let's go. I'm going to be using the same flare, so let me just duplicate the flare and I'm going to bring it here. So we are going to reduce it very small, make it very small. We are going to flip it to that angle where the sharp corners join and meet. So it's going to be like a 3D. We just are going, what you are going to do is to erase this part, not too much from the shape. Erase this part, hope you can see. Erase this part and erase this part, but not too much space. Okay, like this. Now all you just have to doing is duplicate and move with your arrow key to the next part. So you just move till you reach the next part. Once you do that, make sure it doesn't stay too far from the edge. And I think this is extended, so we have to erase it with the shape. Now I'm going to duplicate again and add to the next part. Just be doing that, you cover up all this angle, then you move to the next one to the same. So I'm just going to do this and Control plus J again and Control plus J again, Control plus J and plus J again. I think it's remaining one more and add it there. So you can see that with the light effect, it's already looking like a glass. That was what led me to search for some glass light and stuff that I wanted to add, but I didn't quite get what I'm looking for, so I just left it like that. But it still looked something. So I'm just going to, this is just going to be two, up and the down, because there are not too many shapes in this section. So I'm just going to Control J, just move it down all at once, arrange it. Okay, so after this is done, before we add the overall light here, I'm going to go to my camera raw to edit all these pictures. I'm going to edit all these pictures. After we edit the picture, we add our light effects around here and around here too. So now let us go to the camera raw. So choose this picture. This is the picture we're going to use for the rest of the other pictures. The settings I use for this one, so I have to make sure the settings favors all other pictures. So exposure will not be much because they are already bright pictures too there. Contrast can be increased, texture, clarity. Almost all pictures needs clarity and enough vibrance. And after the vibrance, we'll go to sharpening, and that's all we can do. That you can see is a little brighter. So I'm going to do the same. Normally you're supposed to rasterize, but all these pictures are already rasterized because I use the eraser tool on them. So once you just click on it and choose the camera raw at the top, it's going to automatically do the same settings you did for the first picture. So yeah, you do that, and after that I'm just going to bring in the light, the glass effect that I downloaded. Let me see if the history is going to still be here. So look at what I searched for. I said glass light particles. I didn't know how to put it, but I still got what I want. I downloaded this one. This was the one I downloaded because it has having like rainbow like colors around it. I also wanted to download it, but it was, and also downloaded this one. So those are the two I downloaded, and now I used them for the glass effect. So just going to flip this and reduce this. So when I put it here, see that this down part will look like a crack somehow. I don't know how it did that, but it was looking like a crack in the previous design I did. So you can just put it somewhere here and blur out the area you don't want, but just make sure that the colors are within the 3D shape, like in between. Let the rainbow colors merge inside there. So we're just going to blur this area, blur this area, blur this, blur this area. So once I add the light, you're going to see it's going to look like this one, much brighter, and you can see the reflections. So I think I used the other rainbow effect for the smaller boxes. Oh, this was the one I used. I used, let me just delete this. I use this particular reflection, what do you call, for this area. I also added that one I just removed, but this was the main one. I this area, make it on, then I'll blur out this area that I don't need. And for this place, I just took some part. I didn't take everything, just parts I needed and added to the shape. So just blur it. Just going to blur it, and you can this area, arrange it inside your shape if you want. Maybe duplicate it and add another direction. Once you've done that, that is all, except we didn't do the settings for the watch. So this is still in smart object. If you see this little box, that means it's still in smart object. So you rasterize it and it's going to disappear, and you do the same settings. You can see it's brighter now. Rasterize this one and do the same settings for it, and it's going to make it brighter, just like. And now I'm going to add the colors. So firstly I added this one, and now I'm going to blur the edges that is here. Just going to blur the edges so it will not be seen, and also blur these lines that is around here. We don't have to cover our face, just this part. And next one was this one, which was duplicated, one up one down for this area. So you can see it gave this area now a light light background, so gives the glass more space or more light to blend, more transparent. So we're just going to blur this, to blur this area too. We also blur this area too. uh, just make sure you have a clean blending. You can do something there. And that's it, guys. You can add your name here, designed by whatsoever is your name, just like I did here. I put my name, so you can add the sparkles too on the text. Let me just add that. I think that's the only thing now. So I'm going to add sparkles on the text because it's like a shiny text, so it's supposed to have this sparkle. So I can just put one around here, change this to screen. It can be big like that, you can still reduce. And we're going to add one more, the other place, maybe somewhere there. Change it to screen, and you can adjust it if you like. It just, so let's adjust it area. Okay, so it's okay there. So guys, and I think this woman was color graded with a purple background, but not this same purple background. This was the background that was used for her here. So I just brought this here and chose the soft light effect. You can see that purple texture showing. So that's why this picture is blending much more better now of the purple. So you can just increase it here and maybe blend in these areas that you don't need. Okay, just blend in these areas, and that's it, guys. That's how this flyer was achieved. I hope this video helped you guys. I'm going to be leaving this in the description. I'm going to be leaving it in the description, and also you can join my WhatsApp channel, my bio. Join my WhatsApp. I'm going to be, to those of you who stayed with me till now, really grateful. Thank you for sticking around, and I'm going to be leaving notification each time I want to go live on my WhatsApp channel. So it's very important for you to join, because many people don't know when I go live. So you need to join the WhatsApp so that I can inform you and you can get ready, so you won't miss